Hi, I'm Joshua Frontany. I'm a kitchen manager at Beatrix. And this is...
Isaac.
Welcome to Pilot Light's Family Meal today. We're going to be teaching you how to make our very own favorite original monster pasta.
The real pasta. With the wheels like a wheel on a car.
So we're going to begin by getting some nice clean hands. So here we're going to start with chopping a quarter of an onion. We're going to dice it up nice and small. During this time, I like to take the opportunity to practice knife handling skills and safety with my children. Feel free to do so as well. This knife in particular is a children's chef knife. This preparation process is a great opportunity to bring yourself together with your family and friends. It's a good time with my kids where I like to tell them fun cooking stories and memories, where food comes from, the different regions and sources. So definitely take this time to spend it together with those that you're preparing the food with and who you're going to share it with. Now we're going to take 5 cloves of garlic. We're going to dice these up nice and small as well. We're going to combine the onions and the garlic very shortly, and we're going to heat them at a low temperature and allow them to caramelize. So the sugars kind of come on out, they start to brown, it develops a wonderful flavor. And with that, the rest of the pasta is going to be much more fragrant and delicious. Here I take the ground beef and I add a generous, maybe a handful seasoning of salt and adobo, which is going to be consisting of onion powder and garlic, although you could use any of your local favorite seasoning brands that you'd like. Go ahead and bring your pot of water to a boil and add about 2 tablespoons of salt to the water. You're going to want to do about half a box of pasta, and any frozen veggies that you want to incorporate are great to be added at this time. Once your pasta is boiling, you want to look to get your pasta about al dente. At that point, once it's partially cooked, go ahead and turn off the heat of the water and let it sit in there. It's going to continue to cook with the heat. You can start to get your pan ready as well. You're going to want to put some oil in it, heat that up. At that point, you can take the chopped onions and chopped garlics that we have, place it in the pan, and you can do the temperature pretty low, maybe around 2 to 3 for maybe 4 or 5 minutes, and you'll see that they start kind of browning. The onions become clear, the garlic gets a little bit more golden, and that's a great time that you start getting your meat ready to place in the pan, because that onion and garlic sweated out the flavors. With that, you get your meat ready, put it in the pan directly. I like to personally just kind of chop it up to get a nice consistency of it being very browned. It incorporates nicely within the pasta itself. Feel free to keep it on the chunkier side. I have seen my children enjoy it when you do have little bigger pieces in there. It's almost like little miniature meatballs. So with this pasta, please feel free, have fun with it. A lot of it's very interchangeable, from the ingredients used to the exact amounts. That's the beauty of cooking with this recipe, and with plenty of them, you're allowed to express yourself in the freedom and make the choices to adjust as you go to find a flavor that you like. Right about now, my pasta's pretty cooked. I'm looking to make sure there's no pink or red involved anymore. I want to get this one pretty nice and brown throughout. Now here I have some Sazon Goya. It's the Goya brand. It's a very flavorful seasoning. By any means, please use whatever your household's favorite seasoning is and put them into your pasta. Experiment different ways as well. And add your tomato sauce. Any store-bought tomato sauce works just fine. You just want to add it right in and bring that to a boil. So now what's going to be happening is that meat is going to be taking in all that sauce, all that seasoning, and they're just going to be blending very nicely. I could use about half a can to a full can or jar of pasta sauce. It depends on your household's liking, if you prefer it more on the saucy side or not so much saucy. That's up to you. Now at this point, if you have a strainer or any way to get your pasta out of the water, it's going to be nice and cooked and soft at this point. Add it into your meat. I like to take 4 tablespoons of butter and put them in. It really brings out a great flavor. And with this pasta, feel free to use any type of pasta that's your family favorite. My son loves the wheel pasta. It's super cool, so I like it too. Another thing that we like to do is add cheese into it. Parmesan is wonderful on it, as well as once we plate it in the bowl, a little blob of sour cream is wonderful flavors mixed in.
Thanks for liking my pasta pot, monster pasta.
Thanks for joining me. Tag us on Twitter, Facebook, or Instagram at Pilot Light Chefs, hashtag PL Family Meal, and visit the Food Education Center and click on Family Resources for today's recipe, additional activities to do related to today's recipe, and for additional family lessons and videos.
We want to know how you and your family are enjoying this recipe and making it together. So tag us. Find us on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at Pilot Light Chefs, hashtag PL Family Meal.